What's up, Cancer? This your girl, Queen J, and what they saying, Tarot, coming to give you a quick little check-in on forgiving and learning to see what you got going on. Thanks for viewing my channel where we grow together. By the way, my name is Queen J, and nice to meet you. So I just wanted to do a quick announcement and let you know I am available for booking readings. If you would like to get a personal reading, use my description page, and it is a book button on my description page, or it's gonna be Queen J, what they say in tarot. You can send it to my email address. So we're gonna do two roles forgiving and two roles of learning. So see what you got going on. So maybe you forgiving yourself for being all tied up in ain't none of your friends' business, ain't none of your friends' business. So maybe you forgiving yourself for being all tied up in other people's shit. 23. Maybe you forgiving yourself for not turning a chapter in your life to start something new. Because you're so tied up in other situations. I just heard October. So maybe you got your hands full, but it's like you try to find a way to do a lot of things at once. Maybe you're trying to forgive yourself for not really taking the time to figure out what your spiritual purpose was, but it's like, okay, maybe it's in sight, so you know exactly what it is you need to do or what steps you need to take, or maybe you forgiving yourself because you got other obligations, so you're trying to find a way to accommodate all the needs that's on the table. So maybe you forgiving yourself for not doing that before, but it's like you're trying to find a way to make it happen, Kevin. Grounded, balance. Then I just say you're trying to find a way to balance all along. Contracts. Maybe you're trying to find a way or figure out how to balance out your relationship, business, home, new job, whatever. Fill in the blank. 1248-6. Some of y'all could be forgiving yourself for knowing but not using your true power. So maybe you capable to do more, but you're not really pushing to the limit. Yeah, you ain't really pushing it to the limit. Maybe you forgiving yourself for not walking away from the situation. Or maybe you forgiving yourself because you had to walk away from a situation. Or maybe you forgiving someone because maybe you've outgrown the situation and you had to move forward. Maybe you forgiving yourself for either putting up with a lot of stress or letting things worry you or overwhelm you. Gave it over to Jesus, he'll work it out. Yeah, so it's like you transitioning from I used to be a worrier, now I just pray about it. Pray about everything, worry about nothing. So maybe you in a position that you forgiving yourself for the times that you used to worry about shit, but it's like you playing it safe. You know what doing other shit outside this gate get you. So it's like you no longer you inside. So maybe you done turned your home into like your sanctuary or something like that, and you feel safe inside your home. So it's like maybe it's no worries there. So maybe you forgiving yourself for I just heard the territories that you step foot on. Cause you know in order for shit to go down, goddamn, you got to be somewhere. You get what I'm saying? So maybe you forgiving yourself for the territories that your feet touched where you wasn't supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Everybody supposed to leave a mark on the world. So maybe you forgiving yourself for the marks that should have been left undone. But it's like you can't go back, you can't change anything, you can only move forward. So maybe you forgiving yourself for the mistakes you made along the way, but experience is the best teacher. So that's that shit that made me. Yeah, that's that shit that made me. New beginnings. So maybe you forgiving yourself for not believing in new beginnings and love. So maybe you locked your heart away and threw away the key. 33, 30, 18, too. So maybe you forgiving yourself for not moving when you need to, for not traveling or relocating or uh, getting on this journey too. Or maybe you forgiving yourself for hesitating on the journey. So it's like, okay, you went drive, but it's like you going in slow motion. So it's like approach. I just heard trying to figure out the approach. Shit, get down tonight. Yeah, you just gotta get down. Like when you on this journey, it ain't no specific way to approach this shit. It's experience is the best teacher. So it's like you gotta experience some shit to know how to handle it. It's like they test your faith. So maybe you forgiving yourself for being so questionable. You know, like people need answers to everything. It's like all the specifics. So if God told you what he was capable of and showed it to you, do you believe that you actually believe that he could show you that he could do it again? So it's like maybe you're not going off of word of mouth, you're going by sight, not physical things you can see. What they say, believe none of what you see and half of what you hear. So maybe you forgiving yourself for falling for illusions in the past and shit. So it's like maybe you trying to balance your energy and use your true powers and listen to your intuition. It's like I just heard forgiving yourself for being in toxic places, doing toxic things, uh, with toxic people unknowingly. So maybe people was interacting with people and it's just like maybe they didn't think that these people was the type of people that they were, and it's just like okay, maybe you had to separate from these people so you can actually explore areas of your self-expression. So it's like your creativity. Maybe you had to forgive yourself for not being creative, or forgive yourself for not coming up with a plan or a strategy. Maybe you need to forgive yourself for maybe you need to forgive yourself for sleeping on yourself. Because sometimes shit can be self-inflicted. So maybe you sleeping on your own damn self. Or maybe you need to forgive people that's sleeping on you, or maybe you need to forgive yourself for not recharging yourself or getting enough rest. Let's see. Yeah. Need to forgive yourself for not listening to your intuition. It's like once higher power show you some shit, you can't undo that. It's like you gonna them downloads gonna come consistently around the motherfucking clock. So it's like once it's been shown to you, you can't you already know. Yeah, you can't undo what the fuck you know. It's like okay, once I show you this, you can't do this, that, and this, and it's like they say they giving you little pebbles. So it's like nougats. That's what they just said. So maybe these downloads come in bits and pieces. So maybe you get a lot of downloads and shit. So it's like you gotta trust that the shit that you seeing in these downloads is something that you need to know that's gonna benefit you along this journey. It's like they wouldn't give you the privilege of being able to receive the downloads if they didn't want you to take full advantage and come up with a plan with how you gonna move on this journey. What other aspects in your life or within yourself would you have to explore to be able to do this? You will have to be in a safe place to be able to do this shit. You hear what I'm saying? You have to charge yourself to be able to communicate or be able to function. You need rest. It's like the new beginning in love start with you first. So if you loving yourself first, you will be able to love someone else. Let's see. Learning. Maybe you learning who the official person is. It's like Got a lot of people, places, and things in this world, but now you realizing who the official person is, the source. You know who to go to. I'll be there. Yeah, God always fucking be there. You know who the official person is. It's not man nor woman. It don't matter the rank or title. You get what I'm saying? You learning who the official person is. Shit. And you realizing that higher power gonna show you or allow you to experience some situations so you can know the difference. Whether a situation is healthy for you or it's not healthy for you. So maybe you had to experience some situations that was bad for your health to realize that, like I said, higher power always got a way to break you down. So when you pick yourself back up again, you will know who you need to come to, and it's not man, it's the source. So it's like, okay, you realizing who the official person is now, who can heal you in your sick bed and shit like that. Man, you learning that ain't nothing in this world that you can't that you can get from man that you can't get from God. Mm-hmm. You learning that it's a lot of thieves out here, and they steal more than material shit, so they steal your life too. And I tell you, I was trying to separate yourself from people messages. Didn't I tell you I was getting downloads and messages, intuitive messages and shit? So you learning that you can't just ignore them messages and them signs and shit. One higher power warning you about some shit. A light should come on, like, okay, I know something ain't right about this shit. I can't just sit here and ignore this because this person stand out, or maybe this person official. They got a lot of rank. It's like you know who the official person is now. It's like you don't have to decide and choose between motherfuckers. Concerns. You learning ain't no need to have no concerns when God send the message. When the message is from God, you shouldn't have no concerns, no questions. Didn't I say y'all was very questionable, asking a lot of questions. Had a lot of questions that you needed answers to. When you get messages and downloads, ain't no need to have no concerns or no questions. It came straight from straight from God. So what's the need to question? Sudden wealth. So maybe you gaining wisdom and knowledge now. It's like you realizing when it comes from the source, ain't no need to be concerned. Sent from heaven, shit. What God has for me, it is for me. Courthouse, can't nobody motherfucking take it away. What God has for me, it is for me, and can't nobody take it away. Nobody. Court should. Maybe somebody having to separate from somebody, and then that's when they gonna end up meeting somebody else. But you still gonna have to take time to work on yourself. It's like just because you separate from somebody don't mean you ready. You still got to take time to fix shit, see what you got going on, what need to be worked on, taking baby steps, like see what this person got going on, because you know everybody got problems with shit. You don't want to just jump into a relationship with somebody and you don't know shit about them and they got more problems than you fucking got. Despair. So maybe you learning to take your time with shit. Get to know a person. Maybe you trying to get your shit together and try to get a job or something like that. So maybe you learning that you gotta have your shit together before you could get into a relationship with anybody else. So it's like expectations. You don't want to come into a relationship with expectations. So it's like you don't want a motherfucker to come in a relationship or a situation with you either with expectations. It's like, okay, you don't want to be the only one that's doing everything and then a motherfucker ain't doing shit. It's like you learning that if you take time to be friends with a person, you will learn a lot before you be in a situation too long to be in despair and be sitting up waiting. You got me waiting, but I can't keep waiting on you. Yeah, with expectations and shit. It's a great fortune that you woke up when you did, huh? That's what I just heard. It's a great fortune that you woke up when you did. It's a great fortune to be able to say, okay, well, I separated from a situation. I healed first. Uh, I'm taking the time out to get to know people. But I'd rather take it slow because I don't want to be in despair. Like in a situation where somebody's here to take from me or whatever the case is. I don't want to be in a situation where a person has very high expectations. Like, it's a difference between having standards and it just expecting a lot of shit from a person. So, great fortune. So maybe you realize what it is that you want now. Ain't no need to be concerned about it. It's like, okay, if you get anything from the Lord, you want to make sure He sent it for one. Shit. And if it came from the Lord, you ain't got a goddamn question. It's not gonna have you in despair and shit like that, and having you sitting up all day and night with expectations. It's gonna be a great fortune. So maybe you learning that shit. Like I said, it's gonna have to be a mutual thing. A person can't come in and expect some shit to work and they ain't putting no work into it. Higher power. So just like you pray and expect higher power to work it out, yeah, work it out and shit. It's like you gotta realize you got a part to do too. Everybody got a job to do, so you can't come with high expectations. If God sent it to you, you ain't got to ask no questions. You should be to the point now that you should have the wisdom and knowledge and understanding to know, like, okay, if I separate you from somebody, it's for a reason. Uh, you got to take step by step processes to get to know somebody, even if it requires you getting a background check on a motherfucker. Because if you don't want to be in despair, coming into some shit blindly, not knowing some shit about some motherfucking body, because you coming in with expectations, not asking is it from God, so you can fully enjoy some shit. The rejection is your protection. So it's like you got to be willing to put work into a situation, and they got to be willing to put work into a situation. Pathway. So regardless of what's going on, you learning that you still got to stay on this journey. You have to get your shit together as an individually person, and this person have to get themselves together as an individual person. You getting on this journey, you going separate, and this other person going separate too. 22, 31, 1, 24, 7, 33, 11, 23, 4, 32, 28, 26, 34, 25, 35. So you realizing that regardless of what's going on, you got to go on your journey alone, and this person got to go on their journey alone. But it will be at a appointed time when God ready for somebody to come into your life toward the level. But you still got work to do. You want to make sure you your pure self. That way, when you attract some damn body, you calling in your soulmate. So yeah, it's gonna be some false persons. So but you gotta sit down and communicate this shit. You gotta build a foundation and make sure that motherfucker solid. So hopefully you like the video. If you like the video, please like the video. If you have any comments, please drop them. If you have yet subscribed to the channel, please do. You see that subscribe button down there? Go ahead and hit that button, man, so y'all can get my videos in y'all feeds. I'm out, y'all.